Hello bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Today we're moving on to Slap Groove 3. I'm creating this series of slap grooves, which hopefully will go for years and years, where every week I give you a new pattern that you can play that will show you how to implement some of the techniques that I introduced to you in the Fundamentals of Slap series, but it gives you a real playing opportunity for them. The patterns start simple at the beginning, and then we'll get more complex as we move up and on throughout the series. So today, slap groove number 3. If you're a Patreon subscriber, definitely go to patreon.com/everythingbass and find the post called Slap Groove 3 and download the PDF. I think if you just pause this for a second, run over there and get it, you'll have a better time on it. Those of you who have yet to subscribe to patreon.com, I'll do my best to describe what I'm doing. Hopefully it'll make sense, but it's a pretty low monthly fee to be able to access all my PDFs, and so I do encourage you to do it. I think it'll make the video lessons much more important and valuable to you. So let's start. As always, if you know my style of teaching slap or anything, as I break it down to the smallest component. So the first thing we're going to do on this is 2 16th notes, an open E, hammer on to the 3rd fret G, and that's 16 notes, so it's like 1. Now after that, we're going to let our hand just hit the strings. It's called a muted thumb, but really I'm just let my whole hand hit the strings, and I come up with a pop on the E on the 2nd fret of the D. So the whole pattern is 1, E, and da. That's 1 beat. I love that. I think it's a cool figure. Now in this case, I'm going to put a ricochet. If you remember that from the Fundamentals of Slap ricochet lick, it's again muting just by hitting the strings and a muted G string popping up, just like that. I'm going to put that at the end of the first pattern I just played. So I go, see? Now practice that slowly. Don't even move on to the rest of the pattern, because you might get frustrated if you can't play this part correctly. And one of the reasons why is these two things I just showed you repeat throughout the pattern. So if you can get them down now, the rest of the thing will be much easier. So here it is. Thumb, hammer on, wrist mute, pop, wrist mute, pop. Like that. Now after this, we start again by doing the thumb, hammer on, wrist mute, pop, and then put another one of these together. Now if you look on the sheet music, if you're familiar with sight reading, you're going to see that the pattern I'm playing is 6 16th notes, so that when I repeat it again, I'm starting in the middle of beat 2. And if that seems confusing because maybe you haven't really studied sight reading at all, it's just, that's what's cool about that is I start with, but then on the end of beat 2, that's when it repeats instead of on the downbeat again. So I think it creates kind of this neat feel to the groove. And so that's what I got so far. And then it ends with the ricochet. And then all I'm doing is 2 8th notes, open E. So measure 1. All right. Now measure 2 starts the exact same way, but we only play one of the patterns. And we just do a single E at the end. And then we're going to put a little 8th note rest in there, so you can shift your hand, and you're going to do a descending, what's some people call a cascade lick or a waterfall lick, but it's a series of pops, a pop, hammer on, thumb, hammer on, thumb, hammer on. And it's really beautiful. First time I ever heard it play was Louis Johnson do it, and so I'm just putting it in here to give you a little bit of flavor on how that sounds. And what you go is you're going to go up to your 6th fret on the G string, and it's a D flat. You're going to pop it, hammer on to the D natural, which is the next fret up. Then you're going to thumb the 5th fret on the D string, hammer on, and then thumb the 5th fret on the A string and hammer on. And it sounds like this. Now some people say, well, why don't you pop both of them? You could. I would suggest then using 2 fingers to pop so you can be more fluid. But I love the sound of the pop, hammer on, thumb, hammer on, and thumb, hammer on. And I think when it's cascades, it sounds beautiful. And that's how we end the lick. So let me put it all together. Measure 1 and measure 2, so you can kind of hear it at a slow tempo. I screwed that up. Sometimes it's hard to play these things slow. And I know that just means I need to practice more, so I will. Like that. So that's pattern 3, slap groove pattern 3. Again, go to Patreon, download the sheet music, put it on your music stand, have the video here, and I'm sure you can work it out. The big thing is be patient with yourself, take it slowly, and try to work the best tone out of every action. Like when I start, I want to make sure that G sounds good. So if at first it sounds like a little weak, work it out, get it sounding good, then move on. Work that out, then put them together. I love that pattern. And that is slap groove number 3. Practice at all tempos. Obviously, I have to go back and practice it slower because I got these crazy fingers. And today's encore item. Today's encore item is a live concert video by Brian Beller, Wednesday Night Live. Such a cool recording concept. It's you know, sometimes I'll watch like live recording videos and they seem very staged and not very natural. And I know that sounds weird to say, but there's just a lack of realism in some of the live. And I'm not pointing fingers or it's just sometimes you watch this go, wow, this doesn't seem like a real live show. You know, this is, you're just sitting in the audience. This is so brilliantly done, and I love it. I wish more bands would do stuff like this. And honestly, I think, I could be wrong, Brian, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think if you just, you know, hire a really great camera crew, real great audio crew, and you just let them set up and you just play the show, I think it's cheaper to do a video like that, and I enjoy them. I like the concept of being in the room. If I couldn't be in the room, then a video like this where it's just very organic, it's not overly produced, and the music shines through. This is so good. Brian has been doing some great things. If you're not following him on his website or on his social media, I really think you should. He's one of the guys at the forefront, and he's played with everybody. Check him out online, read his bio. I don't have enough battery on my phone to tell you all the things that he's done. But in this case, you get to hear him in a very intimate way, play amazing bass parts, but also you get to hear his compositions. And there is a lot on here. I bought this, it's interesting because when this first was announced, I bought this and the CD, and they went together as a package, or I bought them as a package from his website. And that's how I think you should check it out, is go to his website, and if you want to check it out, buy it directly from him. First of all, as I've said in previous videos, that's how you can really support these players. I want to be gentle in what I say, but when it comes to supporting the musicians you like, imagine you have a really great restaurant and you go and you enjoy the meal and you enjoy the experience and the conversation is great. Overall, you had a wonderful night, and then you duck out the back door before the check can come. Sometimes when you really enjoy someone's music and you really enjoy, it moves you forward as a player, it inspires you to practice harder, all these things that are really valuable to you, but you're not like supporting the artist. It can be like skipping out on the meal before you pay the tab. I do my best to always buy anything that that I want to support these artists. Brian has been such a good guy in the industry, a great player, that anytime I see anything he's on, I try to buy it because I want to show him in a physical way what he means to me as a player. And so I recommend this, especially if you're new to, Brian, it's hard to describe your music. To say fusion wouldn't be fair. To say rock fusion, I guess, but there's some funky elements. I mean, it's just great music. And you get to see players of extremely high caliber working as one unit. I mean, this is one of my favorite bands and favorite band videos because they are a single cell organism, not a bunch of guys playing on stage individually. They are really supporting each other, and there's an energy here that they captured. You did it, Brian. And I want everyone to go back there and check it out. Go to his website, buy Wednesday Night Live, and man, and just enjoy it. Watch it over and over again, because there's a lot of good stuff you can take from this. And that's it for this video. Slap Groove 3, I hope you enjoyed, and Brian Beller's Wednesday Night Live. I have the DVD. If maybe you don't have something that plays DVDs, you know, go on his site and download. I think you probably could download the video file, so you can just play it on your computer, or download the music from his site and check it out. It's very encouraging. It's inspired me. Maybe the reason I'm so effusive about how much I love this video is it came to me at a time when I had plateaued as a player. And by the way, everyone plateaus. Everyone. I mean, I've been privy to conversations with some amazing bass players, and might be surprised to hear that they plateaued in their lives. And I always ask them, when I was interviewing people for Bass Frontiers magazine, I'd always ask them, so, you know, how do you get over plateaus? When you're creatively feeling dry, what do you do? And you'd be surprised what they say. By the way, I am going to be uploading my book, one chapter at a time, on the Patreon, for Patreon subscribers, which deals with creativity, overcoming ruts that you're in. And I took a lot of these resources from those interviews and put it into that book. So check it out. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like. I love seeing those thumbs, the like numbers rise up. It makes me feel good here. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I really love that. I wish you could see my reaction when another person subscribes. I could be in a group of strangers and just say, hey, got another subscriber. And it means that much to me. And of course, hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. The other thing you do, which is really takes no time at all, but if you could share this video with another bass player you know, or someone you think is interested in bass, sharing the video goes a long way to helping grow the channel and get our community to expand. We have players who are subscribed to this channel, who follow the Facebook page for Everything Bass with Dale Titus, from all over the world. It's so exciting. We have players from Africa that are, you know, commenting, and players from England that are commenting, and I love the interaction. This is what I wanted out of Everything Bass. So it's happening, and it makes me very happy. So thank you so much, and I will see you at the next video.